Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Elon.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. Good, I'm glad. What have you done today, Elon?
I stayed at home and prepared for my resume.
Okay. Right, and how is that going? Is your resume nearly finished?
Yes, I I have to finish it before before this day. I think it's uh,
Before today?
today before today, and I think I will overwork today.
You will overwork today.
Yes,
Do you mean you have a lot of work to do to finish?
yeah, to finish my resume.
Sure. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you managed to finish that, Elon. Okay.
Thank you.
And in today's lesson, we're going to talk about dealing with difficult colleagues. So, people in your office who you might not like or who you don't enjoy working with. That's what we're learning about today. Can you read the introduction for us, please?
Okay. Introduction. Almost everyone at the same point in their career will come across a colleague who is difficult to get along with. If you do not face the problem head on, it will only get worse and could eventually make your job unbearable. In this lesson, we will discuss just a few pro- productive ways to deal with a difficult or unruly colleague.
Brilliant. Wow, Elon, you read very well. Elon, in your opinion, how important is it to get along with your colleagues? How, is it important? And or what do you think?
Yes, of course. I think it's it is almost the important thing uh, in your career, in most of everyone's career, because if you can't deal with your colleagues, and I think you can't stay at your company anymore.
Okay. Oh, you mean you'll have to leave your company, quit, or get another job?
Yes, I think so because you can't uh, deal with your colleagues properly. In this way, you can't work very well because you have to get the help from your colleagues, and also uh, uh, get some reviews from your colleagues. Especially, you have to get some judgment at the end of the quarter, generally speaking, and uh,
Like an assessment,
assessment.
or a performance review?
Yeah, performance review,
Yeah.
and you have to get the performance review from your colleagues. And if you perform the very bite, I think the company will let me reason.
Sure, sure. Yes, definitely. Very, very important skill, Elon, for all those reasons you listed. Good, well done. Right, our vocabulary words. We have 2 pages to do our vocabulary words. The first one is unruly,
Unruly, violent or difficult to control.
violent.
Violent,
Good, good.
violent.
Tension,
Tension. Tension means the feeling that exists when people or countries do not trust each other and may suddenly attack each other or start arguing.
good. Confront,
Uh, confront. Confront means to deal with something very difficult or unpleasant in a brave and determined way.
good. And dysfunctional,
Dysfunctional, not allowing the normal patterns of
not
social,
following.
not following. Okay, not dysfunctional. Dysfunctional means not following the normal patterns of social behavior, especially with the result that someone cannot behave in a normal way or have a satisfactory life. Satisfactory life.
Brilliant, brilliant, Elon. Good work. Can you make a sentence that has the word tension in it, please?
Okay. Well, the tension between the two countries is causes the war.
Okay. Caused the war.
Yeah, caused
Right.
the
Good,
war.
good sentence. Good sentence, Elon. Thank you. Right. Tension, so it's always a feeling of friction between two people. Um, you can say that two men who wanted the same promotion had tension between them, or there was tension amongst the children after the fight. Things like that. Okay. So always between two parts showing angst. Right. On this page, the first one is objectively.
Objectively, if you consider something objectively, you try to think about the effects and not be influenced by your own feelings or opinions.
Good. Solicit.
Solicit. Solicit means to ask someone for money, help, or information.
Good. Initial.
Initial happening at the beginning.
And tactic.
Tactic, a method that you use to achieve something.
Excellent. Good. Elon, how important is it to think objectively about things?
I I think is very important, especially when you are dealing with some troubles like the fighting or some arguments. You have to you have to deal with those events objectively so that you can get a clear and get get the truth
Okay.
eventually.
Get the okay. Yes, yes, excellent. Uh, I like that. And when you're dealing with emotional situations like fighting, if you want to get the real truth, down to the cause, the root of the matters, you need to think objectively. Are you good at thinking objectively, Elon?
Well, it quite depends on the situations. If it
Okay.
if generally speaking, if the thing if the thing is uh quite it quite involved with me, like something happened on my families. I think I can,
To my family.
yeah, happened to our family. I think I can't stay objective, but eh, if it happens it happens to the strangers, I think I can judge the events quite objectively.
Okay. Good answer. Well done, Elon. All right. What are some characteristics that a good employee has? What are some traits or some characteristics of a good employee?
Okay. Well, a good employee should be responsible and honest, and also uh, to to be easy to deal with.
Sure.
And when when it comes to the bad one,
Mhm.
uh, the employee may be very difficult to deal with, and also ineffi- in
Inefficient?
yeah, inefficient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, inefficiency. A bad employee might have inefficiency. Definitely. Have you ever had to work with a difficult colleague, Elon?
Yes, of course, I have.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because I have been working for many years, it can be avoided to deal with some difficult.
Avoided.
Yeah, it can be avoided. And I some when I deal with the difficult colleagues, I I try to keep calm and also deal with and operate things objectively and try to calm down myself. But
Calm myself down.
yeah, calm myself down. Okay, but if I can't deal with the difficult colleagues, eventually I will try to quit the job or just change another group to work.
Sure, sure. Yes, good advice there. You handled that well. Thank you. And if you were a manager at a company and the employees below you had a lot of tension amongst themselves, what would you do to deal with that situation, Elon?
Okay, okay. I initially I'd like to have a conversation to talk about this situation and also try to ask for some advices from my subordinates.
Okay.
And yeah, and if they give some plans for me, some plans to me, and I will try to
Implement those plans?
yeah implement those plans. And secondly,
Okay.
if the plans not worked not work, I will uh f- try to adjust 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 the structure of the employees, like
Okay.
resign one of one of the troublemaker.
Okay.
And in this way,
One of the troublemakers.
yeah.
Sorry.
So in this way, I think they will never make trouble again.
All right. Yes. No, if they resign, they can't. Good. Thanks, Elon. Right. Can you read this page about examining yourself, please?
Examine yourself before confronting a difficult colleague. It is best to first examine. Sorry, first
Examine.
examine. Okay, first examine yourself to make sure that the other person is really the problem, and that you are not just overreacting. Consider issues such as whether you have always experienced difficulty with the same type of person or behavior, whether a pattern exists for you in your interaction with co-workers, whether you have hot buttons that are easily pushed. Always start with self-examination self-examination to determine that the object of your attention really is difficult person.
Excellent. Good, Elon. Thank you. Elon, when we say you have hot buttons that are easily pushed, do you know what that means?
Well, some easiest way to solve the problem. You can give some easy solution to solve the problem.
Okay. When you have hot buttons that are easily pushed, it means you lose your temper easily. Lose your temper easily. You get angry quickly.
Oh,
If it's easy to push your buttons, you get angry easily. Okay.
oh, sorry, I was misunderstand.
Okay. The phrase have hot buttons that are easily pushed.
Yeah, I misunderstood. Yeah.
You misunderstood what it meant or what I was asking.
What I said is
Okay.
wrong.
Okay. Okay. But you understand this. You do understand what this means now.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's the important thing. Can you read this page, please?
The next step is to discuss what you are experiencing with a trusted friend or colleague. Brainstorm ways to address the situation when you feel you are being attacked.
Attacked.
Okay, you are being attacked, or that your boss appears to support the dysfunctional actions of a co-worker. It is often difficult to objectively assess your openings options.
Options.
Assess your options by talking with someone you trust. You will be able to solicit solicit
Solicit.
solicit solicit.
Good.
Okay. You will be able to solicit his or her assistance and advice, along with determining if certain actions will help or only hurt the situation.
Excellent. Good work, Elon. Right, so we've read about examining yourself to make sure that you're not the person with the problem, and then discussing the issues and brainstorming solutions. Have you ever had a problem with a colleague, Elon, and then realized that actually you were the problem?
Well, yes, I have. It was a short time ago. I have I had a huge argument with my coworker, and it also caused some very bad results. And and after that, I I realized that maybe I was the person who caused the argument because I self examined myself because I have a self examine.
Right?
Yeah.
So you could say, um, I performed a self-examination, or upon examining myself. Does that help?
Okay. Yeah. I examined myself and realized that I was the troublemaker.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thanks, Elon. At least you could come to that realization. So what do you think is the first step in dealing with a difficult person in the workplace?
Well, first of all, I think I'd like to deal with the difficult person privately. I mean, just leave the public colleagues and have a private conversation with a difficult colleague so that we can calm ourselves down and deal with the argument objectively.
Right.
Yeah. Secondly, I think I should put my foot put my feet on his shoes.
O- Okay. Put my feet in his shoes.
Yeah, I try to put my feet in her shoes and try to try to understand what the reason of the argument.
Okay. Good answer, Elon. I enjoyed your use of idiom there. Good work. All right. Can you read this page for us, please?
Of course, well, private discussion.
Hmm.
Yes, once you have determined that a problem really does exist and have a good idea of how to approach the situation, you should talk privately with the person you are having problems with. Talk to your coworker using iMessages. This ensures that you focus on your experience of the situation rather than attack or accuse the other person. Accuse the other person. Well, be present and agreeable As you talk with the other person, he or she may not be aware of the impact his or her words or behavior had on you. Alternatively, he or she may try to deny or
Deny.
deny or rationalized rationalized.
Rationalize.
Okay, deny or rationalize it. Okay, deny or rationalize. Although some difficult people just don't care. Do your best to reach an agreement about being more positive and supportive of each other going forward.
Right, excellent, Elon. So this page is a lot like you were saying previously. If you have a difficult colleague, how you handle it. So you start with a private discussion. They also say, yeah, that you should use I messages. So you've got I messages and you messages. So you instead of saying you, because that can feel like an attack or very like an accusation. You say, I feel like this. I okay. It's a trick we use. It's a psychological trick. If you say, I feel that this is happening, instead of saying you are doing this, then the person is more likely to respond to you. Right. Can you read this page about follow up, please?
After after the initial discussion, try to determine if the person's behavior has changed in any way. Then decide if you think a follow-up discussion is necessary. Try to become a pitch maker and
Peacemaker.
peacemaker. Become a peacemaker and attempt to make peace with the other person by clearly discussing any remaining issues. If you feel the initial discussion did not achieve anything, then it may be best to avoid having a follow up discussion. If this is the case, confronting your difficult colleague in public may be your last resort.
Excellent. Good work.
Last resort.
So we read initially to speak to your colleagues privately, to discuss with them. A follow up conversation is when you chat to them again at a later date. You say, oh, remember when we talked about this? So you're having a follow up conversation. You talk about the same thing again. And if you feel like you're not getting anywhere, then your last resort would be a public confrontation. Right, let's read about that. Please, Elon.
Okay, publicly confront. Direct confrontation does work well for some people in certain situations. It usually does not work well to ask the person to stop doing what he or she is doing publicly in a direct manner. But instead, you can employ more positive confront confrontation.
Confrontational.
Okay, positive confrontational tactics, such as dealing with the person using gentle humor or slight sarcasmo, sarcasmo,
Sar- sarcasm.
sarcasm. Okay,
S- good.
sarcasm, slight sarcasm, slight sarcasm, slight
Good.
sarcasm. Or you could make ex exaggerated,
Exaggerated.
exagger, exaggerative,
Sorry,
exaggerative,
exaggerated. Exaggerated.
exaggerated.
Good.
Okay, make exaggerated physical gestures such as placing your hand over your heart to
Hmm.
indicate you were hurt by what he or she said. Not everyone is spur of the moment, of the moment, funny,
Hmm.
funny. Okay, not everyone is spur of the moment, funny, funny or fanny,
Funny.
fanny. Okay, fanny,
Funny.
fanny,
Funny. Funny.
fanny.
Okay. Good.
Not everyone is spur of the moment, fanny. But if you are, you can use humor effectively with difficult colleagues.
Excellent. Well done, Elon. So if you have to publicly confront someone, they say ways you can do it is using gentle humor or slight sarcasm or with exaggerated physical gestures. If you have to confront somebody publicly, do you think it's better to discuss these issues privately or in public, Elon?
Well, I prefer private discussion because
Okay.
this way can calms ourselves down and try to deal with the problems, try to deal with the problem objectively. Uh, uh,
Yeah, yeah, objectively.
yeah, that's all.
Okay. Yes, good use of your vocabulary there earlier. Objectively. Good. What would you do if a colleague refused to stop doing something annoying?
Well, I'd like to ask help from my manager or the management.
Sure. Okay. Which actually takes us into the next question quite nicely. When is it appropriate to talk to management about a colleague? At what point do you have to talk to management, do you think?
Well, it depends on the situation. Uh, Initially, I have to confirm that I I have to I have to examine myself and ask some advice from other colleagues and try to realize that I'm not the troublemaker. Secondly, I'd like to have a private discussion with the colleague who is
Okay.
who is who is
The troublemaker.
yeah, I think so. Thirdly, if I have done everything, but but they are but the proce- process is not going well, I have to ask for help from the manager because I can't solve the problem anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a very good attitude to have. Also good structures. Good way you answered your good answer there. I like how you structured. You do this, and why. Good answer. Well done, Elon. All right. Do you have any questions about the lesson, Elon?
Okay, I have some words. I'm not I'm not
Hmm.
sure, like the uh ex exaggerated physical gesture and the
Exaggerated.
yeah exaggerated physical gesture and the spur of the moment funny.
Okay.
What's the
Okay.
meaning?
Good. Those are good. Those are good questions. So, physical gestures. Physical gestures are any. I'm moving my arms is a physical gesture. An exaggerated physical gesture means bigger than it needs to be. Oh no! Oh, Ex- exaggerated means you make something much bigger. Say now, think about when children speak. Children will say, I saw 1,000,000 cows when they saw a lot of cows because they exaggerate. You say there's more than there is. So, exaggerated physical gestures is when you make big physical movements that are much bigger than they need to be. All
Okay,
right.
okay, I
Spur of the. Hmm?
okay, I know.
Okay. And spur of the moment means you do something right now without thinking about it, without planning it. So, spur of the moment funny means to be funny naturally without having planned it or thought about it before. To be spontaneous is spur of the moment.
Okay,
All right.
okay,
Okay. Okay, Elon. Great. Um, that is the end of the lesson, Elon. Thank you very much. It was great to see you again. Bye bye.
bye.